Am I live? I think I am. Hello. How are you guys all doing today? I really appreciate you coming here on your fine Friday morning. It's 11:07 a.m. You know, as you guys have known, it's so weird to say this, but the AMAs have changed from Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And I would really appreciate if you guys could all make it here. You know, the more people, usually the merrier up until a certain point, you know, because then we get a lot of diverse questions. But man, the Goguen Hardfork is coming on Saturday. We are 2 days away from the Goguen Hardfork, and that's crazy. That is crazy. So today, we're going to have a lot of great topics to cover. We're going to be talking about the Goguen Hardfork expectation management. We're going to be talking about the Goguen Summit that's coming up on the 25th and the 26th. We're going to be talking about MELD and the concurrency issue. A little bit about Bloom, a little bit about mycelial gallery. It's going to be a great day today. It's going to be a great day. But what is up, Anthony? What is up, Cock Smasher? We're out of the 30 seconds so we can be a little more vulgar. YouTube has it so you cannot be vulgar within the first 30 seconds of the video or it loses the algorithm. So I think we're out of that. Very happy for you, Cock Smasher. You know, we're out of that 30 seconds. What's up, Toucan? Chris P, Bird JP, what is up? Christopher, Greg from Volsey Ada Pool, what is up, man? Happy to see you here again, Greg. What is up, Bloom Bree? Anthony, that is a fine shirt. So, yeah, big day today. We're actually going to be giving away 10 of these shirts, and the shipping is free to U.S. people. I can show you what they look like, but we got the Summit right here, and then on the back, we got the Bloom Pool. Hell yeah. 10 of these shirts. All you have to do is join the Discord server down below. And when you do join the Discord server, you have to fill out a CAPTCHA. And the CAPTCHA is going to DM you some, you know, random numbers. You guys have filled out CAPTCHAs before. And then, you know, once you fill out that CAPTCHA, you're into the server. Then you go to Bloom-Tokens. And then the Bloom-Tokens tab, you react with the confetti symbol. And then you may win a t-shirt. We're giving away 10 of them. If you guys are coming to the summit, don't join the giveaway. You'll be able to get one for free. Trust me. Yeah, we're ready for the hard fork. I'm excited. I'm very excited. What is up, Albert, Disco Chris, Burnham Roberts? How are you guys all doing today? I mean, it is honestly... Snowman, what is up? Cats, hell yeah. We're going to be talking some mycelial gallery today, some Bloom, some hard fork, some MELD. It's going to be a great AMA. I was going to say it's going to be a great Monday, but it's not. It's not going to be a great Monday. It's crazy that, you know, your brain really does just fill it, most of it in for you. You know, the fact that I almost just said Monday again. Crypto Wixer said, you're one of the best channels. Thank you so much. My balls have lumps. Could not have a good AMA without you here today. I appreciate you coming by. So, the first thing, can we give away a few live? Yeah, I don't care. I mean, shit, you can give away a couple in the chat, man. Go for it. I don't care, Anthony. Go for it, man. We're giving away 10 in the Discord server. A couple live. That's fine. That's fine. I appreciate you guys all being here today. But we're going to be talking about the concurrency issue. So, Cardano is doing something very unique. It's doing something new, you know, in this new thing and this unique thing. I guess it's not, you know, it is in a way, but it's the extended version. So, Bitcoin, all the way back in 2009, you know, invented UTXO. And, you know, what Cardano is right now is UTXO, but with Goguen, we're actually going to get extended UTXO. And this is, you know, smart contracts on the blockchain, utility to the blockchain. And, you know, Ethereum does not use UTXO. They use something called the account/balance model. And it's different. UTXO is a little weird. And really what it looks like is, let's say we have an address, right? ADDR1. And, you know, we receive 2 different transactions from 2 different addresses. Well, when I want to go send ADA, and let's say I want to send the full amount of ADA out of that wallet, the way UTXO works is I actually have to reference both of those transactions to then send the ADA out. And it actually costs more with ADA if you reference 2 TXs to then send ADA out than it would be if you just reference 1 TX. And that's really what UTXO is. You know, you're referencing transactions in, money in, and then, you know, doing transactions out. And oftentimes it's like you send the full amount from both of those transactions. And then, you know, let's say you only want to do 80 of 100. Well, the 80 goes to the person that you want to send it to. and then 20 is refunded back to the address. So that's the way UTXO works, and it is a completely different way of doing things. It's not like account/balance. And if you watch my interview with Pi, he said this, and he actually explained it very well. He said that, people are going to have to relearn how to write smart contracts on the Cardano blockchain because it is different. You cannot just take Uniswap and rewrite it overnight in Plutus and it just work, because the actual foundation is different. It's different. So it is going to take time for people to build a Uniswap on Cardano, or to build, a smart contract custodial NFT marketplace on Cardano. And that's why I called this video, Cardano Goguen Hardfork expectation management. Because, day one, we're going to have more utility to the blockchain. It is something that should be celebrated. But these next 6 months, there will be additions to the blockchain, and there will be additions to tooling that allow us to build bigger and better apps. And in the meantime, all of the builders are going to be learning, about extended UTXO and about the differences between the accounting and balance model. So, we're really entering the real building phase and the real learning phase. And, I hope that, all of us, understand that and know that we're not going to just have Uniswap day one, and that, great things take time, and it's really baked into Cardano's vision. It took very long to get this released, and it's because of the peer review, and then after the peer review process, then it's put into code, and we're finally there. We're finally into the code stage for the first part of Goguen. And over the next 6 months, we're going to have multiple releases that do add more utility to these smart contracts, that do add more utility to Plutus. And at the same time, there are going to be thousands of developers actually building tooling for other developers to make things easier for people that come not in the next 6 months, but 6 months from now or a year from now, right? So right now, starting the 12th, and a little bit before, because of the private test nets, this is where the foundations for the future of Cardano are being built, and I'm damn excited to see it. And I hope that you don't have a bad taste in your mouth when your bags don't pump on the 12th, or you're not making 500% on liquid. There will be utility. We're adding a huge amount of utility on the 12th. But let's watch things grow. We don't have to have things so quickly. That's really in the ethos of Cardano. And one great example of the difference between UTXO and the account/balance model is the concurrency issue. So you guys may have heard of all of the FUD that was going around the whole cryptocurrency community. We are number 3 now. We swap back and forth 3 to 5 in market caps. So, a lot of people talk about us in other communities, whether it be ETH or Solana or even Bitcoin, and they all were bringing up this flaw that was actually found with MinSwap. And I have this right here, so I want to explain this to you guys. So, and this shows you that, there will be stuff day one. MinSwap already had something up on the test net, but I just mean it's not easy to take something from the account/balance model and immediately put it on Cardano. So we just need to have some expectation management, but I know in time great things will come. So this was from September 4th. They tweeted out, the public testnet is live. MinSwap is the first dApp on the Cardano public testnet. Cardano has arrived. Hell yeah. I like that. Use our testnet and earn airdrops. Please retweet and spread the word. So if you scroll down here, side note, due to the massive influx of users, because they said the word airdrop, you may be seeing a message that states UTXOs are being used in this block a lot. That's the concurrency issue, and we're working on that. So essentially what that meant was you couldn't have one swap in each block. That was the concurrency issue. But because UTXO is different, and when they were designing this, they're looking at the whole big picture together. They're looking at Hydra being implemented. They're looking at smart contracts, having the ability to use Hydra, having the ability to use these state channels, so this is something that had to be solved, right? How do we deal with this? We cannot have this, and this is the error that you would get. UTXOs are being used in this block. Please wait 20 to 40 seconds and try again. So the 20 to 40 seconds is how long it takes for about 1 or 2 blocks, to go. So they're essentially saying, hey, this block is full. Please wait 20 to 40 seconds for the next block. So this made a lot of people worried, and it spread far and wide. around the cryptocurrency community. I saw ETH people saying, look, we knew it. We knew it. Cardano is shit. We knew it. But little did they know, these are the problems that we're going to have to fix. And once they're fixed, we will move forward. And we will have the more scalability and, the cheaper fees. And we will have, formally verified smart contracts. So, it is what it is. But many companies actually came to the rescue. The first one was Sunday Swap. They talked about how they're actually dealing with the concurrency issue. And a lot of people did. I want to say I saw at least 7 different, Cardano projects or Cardano companies come out and state how they're actually planning to solve this concurrency issue. And the one that I actually want to talk about today is MELD. So I've talked a lot of shit about MELD in the past, but, credit is due where credit is due. I had some issues. I felt, I don't even want to get into it today. I don't want to take away from the good that is this article, and also, the value add that it is, because you can see, here that High is, adding value. He's talking about a problem in the ecosystem that was presented to him, that was presented to all of us, and he really does explain the issue very well. So I do want to take a look at this article. Real quick, I want to say hi to the chat. How are you guys all doing today? Adam said, I'm taking 10 grams of psilocybin at the summit. Damn. I'm going to be able to find you with them eyes, man. Cardano City. Is that how you feel, Joey? You like that project? Still pasty pay. I thought Miami was a sunny state. So I was starting to get some color, when I moved down here. But then that Florida heat kicked in. 90 plus. I'm staying inside, brother. You guys will see me start to get a tan in December. It's inversed, I promise. Really, the next couple months is when it'll start coming. Biden is coming for my arms. I shouldn't have said that. YouTube's going to ban me. Good morning, Holy Macaroni. I appreciate you coming by. Chris, Mostradamus the Moore. What is up? Lab Monkey, Jacob, Josh, Ryan Jones. Hey, Ryan, I did see your tweet yesterday, man. I would love to have you on and talk about, you changed the name. I was going to say Muse, but you've changed the name on me, damn it. But I would love to have you on and talk about your project, man. I appreciate you coming by. But let's go back to the MELD article, because they really do explain this concurrency issue very well. Let me take a sip of this drink real quick. This paper presents an UTXO smart contract architecture that allows concurrent and deterministic batching, or batching in a single state. Our solution is entirely deterministic, decentralized, and does not depend on an honest or incentivized off-chain agents. While this paper uses batching swap orders into a liquidity pool on Cardano as a case study, the architecture should adapt to any frequently updated on-chain state on any UTXO blockchain that supports scripting. And that's kind of, what's very cool is, fixing these UTXO problems. The IOG researchers feel that the UTXO model is sound, and that's what should be built on. That's what's very cool to see them solving these issues. So, future blockchains that decide to use UTXO or past blockchains, that have used UTXO, these solutions will fix it for all blockchains and not just Cardano. Most smart contracts designed so far have been done on account-based ledger model like Ethereum. Due to fundamental differences, let me zoom in a little bit for you guys. Due to fundamental differences on the ledger level, many of these approaches cannot be ported to UTXO world. With the rise of UTXO smart contracts like Cardano, Ergo, and Nervos, there is a fertile ground for innovation. New smart contract architecture, research waves. And this is kind of what I meant, don't be surprised if we don't have Uniswap day one, but giving people this time and to build these tools to solve these problems, will be very fruitful, for all of us in 6 months to 5 years. No financial advice. This paper presents a smart contract architecture that allows concurrent and deterministic batching in a single state. This work is essential in the UTXO world where states are maintained in UTXOs that can only be spent once. Without a well-thought-through concurrent framework, there will be a race condition where DApp users compete to consume the same UTXO. For example, multiple swap transactions want to consume a liquidity pool UTXO, but only one succeeds per block. Our architecture allows dApps to create multiple batch steps UTXOs that are applied to the state UTXO in one single transaction. The key is to have a deterministic validation on-chain that enforces deterministic inputs and outputs. With that, the agent submitting this transaction cannot omit any input. So I know there are some of you saying, what the hell does that even mean? Well, if you remember what I said earlier, UTXO, when you actually go to send something or in this case, provide liquidity to a DApp, or, I guess on an ETH that'd be called stake, you have to reference where you receive that ADA. That's the UTXO in. So if you receive the amount of ADA that you're sending somewhere else 5 times from 5 different addresses, you have to reference all 5 of those addresses before you send it to another address. And that is actually what increases the TX fees on Cardano. That's why sometimes you see 0.16 and other times you see 0.2 or 0.25. It's because of how many UTXOs that you're referencing. And really it takes people joining the NFT community to realize that. But what they're stating here is, they acknowledge the problem, and there are going to be a lot of different dApps and a lot of different users, that want to use dApps, but they can only reference this, they can only do one of these transactions per block. So they've essentially designed something that will batch this out in different blocks and solve this problem. We start with the state UTXO that we want to apply batch steps to. We then attach a concurrency number, C, to its datum and determine its maximum number of batch steps it can apply to a single transaction. Every time a state UTXO is created, C reserves UTXOs must be created along with it. A user can reserve a step UTXO by consuming a reserve UTXO. A step UTXO must contain all data and values required to apply the step to its state. For a simplified liquidity pool interface, a step holds the public key of the trader and the tokens of one pair to be swapped for another pair. When the right phase comes, anyone can apply the steps into the state. The validation rule of the apply requires C corresponding reserve and step UTXOs as inputs. This disallows the transaction from emitting any reserve steps from any user. The validation rule must be deterministic to guarantee a single set of outputs for a given set of inputs. For instance, this would disallow the transaction from choosing a preferred end state by flagging a reasonable step as invalid or mixing up the ordering to front run on a liquidity pool. Very important. You don't want any front running. The output contains the new state and C reserve UTXOs depending on the application. And there may be outputs such as successful swap with desired tokens or a failed swap with the original tokens. Alternatively, a failed step can be configured to remain the next apply transaction. After a certain amount of time, a step can be rejected back to the reserve. So this is very complicated, right? So let's look at this little graph right here. Let's finish it and then we'll look at the graph. Users can concurrently create batch steps from reserves to be deterministically applied to the same state in one transaction. We continue to explore key requirements and details of the architecture in the following subsections. So I'm going to stop there, and let's look at this graph here. So we have the state here, and that's the apply. So then we have reserve 1, step 1, reserve 2, new reserve, reserve 3. So my understanding is people can do these transactions in the same block at the same time, but they've designed something that will essentially take these batches and batch them into different blocks accordingly. That is my current understanding with it. And, as this stuff comes out, I'm going to learn a lot more because I'm going to be interacting with these protocols for you and learning about these batch states and learning about this. But I just wanted to give you guys, the most updated information. But actually, us using them, I'm going to be able to, next Friday provide a much more clear picture about what's happening here. But I wanted to say thank you to MELD for this article and for trying to solve this problem. So let's go back to the chat. What's popping? What's popping, ladies and gentlemen? Project Noom. Hell yeah. I was checking out your guys' site yesterday, man. It just seems like, let's look at it, man. So, this just makes perfect sense. Project Noom. It really does. And I wanted to point out this graphic down here. And like this, it seems like such a simple concept, but it is, such a revolutionary thing for the music industry and also for the consumers of music. It just seems like one of those projects that blockchain, was actually built for. A lot of the time it's removing the middleman and allowing, the person selling something to actually get to the person that they're selling it to, but with also the decentralized aspect, and also you essentially have this tool that is already built for you that manages the database of all of these songs, So really, dude, Project Noom, I'm really excited for it, and I cannot wait to see what you guys build in the future. It just makes sense. I mean, it really just makes sense, Jeff said, "Hi, Big Pay. Thanks to you, I got funded in Fund 4. What'd you get funded for, man? Much love. Happy to help out in any way that I can." Adam said, "The market's looking a bit shaky." It's always shaky. That damn market. The era of Cardano is so close. It kind of feels like we're already here, brother. We're just building the foundations for the era of Cardano, but these past 6 months, they've felt pretty nuts. Think we soon going to 42K for BTC? If it happens, it happens, man. I don't know. I think BTC was around 8 to 10K a year from now, so I'm not complaining. Good morning from raining Costa Rica. Is it beautiful there, man? It's not raining today here in Florida. But anyways, I cannot believe 2 days from smart contracts waiting 4 years now. It almost feels like it hasn't set in for me yet in a weird way. Like, same with the drop of NFTs on Cardano. When we had Cardano native assets, it kind of took a few weeks before it really set in. Like, holy shit. Like, they're here. Cardano has this utility now. Jay Hay said, "Hi, Big Pay. The batching allows transactions to be in the same block, not in different blocks." That's what I read, and I understand that it's stating that, but I don't really understand how, relative to, and this is what I'm going to figure out before next week. Because to me, batching, it's just complicated. This shit is complicated. It really is. That's what's really nice about Cardano too, is as all of these new features come out, it gives us a lot of time to learn about them. When we had the Byron era, the federated model where IOG ran the nodes that processed transactions and all that you could do was send money from me to you. I got to learn about blockchain. I got to learn about, private keys, and then staking came out and I got to learn about, staking and keys and, proof of stake. And then, metadata came out and I got to learn about metadata within transactions. And then native tokens came out. And then we got to all learn about how NFTs work. And we got to watch the evolution of all of these projects grow, of these ideas grow. And now we're actually going to get to do the same thing with, Goguen, with UTXO. And I'm really excited for it. It says Cardano Summit 2021. And then on the back it says Bloompool. Afternoon from Barcelona, Spain. Do you still do airdrops of your token to ADA stakeholders to you node? Airdrop on the top of staking rewards. Trying to learn more before I shift my stake over to you. Great question, Adam. So we've been working very hard on essentially the next evolution of Bloom. And to answer your question shortly, yes, there is an airdrop coming. And just to give you guys some details, if you delegate to Bloom by the 12th, you will be a part of the last airdrop. So to reward our users for the past year, we went ahead and selected 4 different dates to actually airdrop these tokens to. And the last date, the last snapshot date is is the 12th. So if you guys delegate before the 12th, you'll be in the last snapshot. And then, we're working on something to pay you those tokens on top of your staking rewards. What is up, Gato Token? How are you doing today, man? Appreciate you coming by. Hello from Stockton, California. Hodl Ada. What is up, man? I appreciate you coming by, Hella Dragons. It's nice to catch you live, too, man. I appreciate you coming by. What is up, Braveheart Stakepool? I showed it off earlier, but it's Cardano Summit 2021. And then I got a Bloom logo on the back. So, hell yeah. Hell yeah. If you guys want one of these, we're actually giving away 10 of them in the Discord server. So if you guys just want to join the Discord server down below, we're giving them away. And we're also going to be giving away at the Cardano Summit too. So make sure you guys attend to that. Also, there are slots running out for the Cardano Summit. So I have that link for you guys. Let me grab that for you. I want you guys all to make it to the summit. And there's only so many slots. I think there's like 600 people left. So there is the link in chat to come to the summit. I would love to see all of you guys there. We're going to have hoodies. We're going to have backpacks. We're going to have mycelial gallery stickers. We're going to have a lot of stuff for you guys for free. And just want to shoot the shit. I want to meet all you guys, man. I'm really going to be using this. Honestly, lately I've been working my ass off. I've been working through the weekends. And it's definitely going to be work, but it's going to be a bit of vacation. I'm just going to be talking to you guys, meeting you guys for the first time. And it's going to be really fun. It's going to be really fun. Yeah, I can't wait to meet you too, Billy. That's going to be awesome, man. And that's what I said. We're going to have a bunch of merch for you guys. A bunch of free t-shirts, hoodies, backpacks, stickers, everything. What's up, Grace Gall? You're going to London? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I've been trying to get Project to go to London. I don't know if he's going to go or not. My balls have lumps says, hi, Big Pay. Delegation takes 3 epochs. Can anyone still hit the 12th? Yes. Yes, we're going to make it so, if you delegated before the 12th, then yes. Even though it takes 3 epochs to start earning rewards, we'll still account you in for that snapshot. It's no worries. Is there a site, protocol, or DApp where we can make a token on Cardano? No, not that I know of, man. I know of NFT Maker where you can make NFTs, but I'm not sure about tokens. I'm sure there is, though. It's pretty simple at the protocol level. Yeah, if you guys aren't going to the summit and you still want a shirt, just let us know. I'll look you up. Bob the Builder said, what's on the drink menu for September 12th at the Big Pay Mansion? I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not much of a drinker. And I don't live in a mansion. I rent a place. I don't know. It has 3 bedrooms. It definitely feels like a mansion. To me, at least. As a young male. What's your favorite DEX on Cardano? Well, there aren't any yet. There haven't been any that are tried and true and tested. There's definitely a few out there that could be good. We got Ergo DEX. There's a lot of DEXs. Sunday Swap. There's a shit ton of DEXs coming to Cardano. I would say my favorite thus far is probably Sunday Swap. And it's blatantly because of, you can see that they're actually, trying to solve this problem here. And 2, they have the users. With DEXs, you really rely on enough people using the protocol. So if you're not, first mover or you offer something that's cheaper and better, like it's going to be pretty hard to beat people that have all of the users already. And because they invented this Ioso model, they got a lot of people excited about them initially, and they're still doing the Ioso. And, I think this Ioso is going to make even more people excited about the project. Everyone's delegating, everyone's earning the token. Even if you have 1,000 ADA, you're earning the token. So everyone that delegates is obviously going to be a user of Sunday, right? So Sunday is probably definitely at the top of my list, but the jury is still out, in my opinion. Also, he's right. There's 125 people here and only 65 likes. If you guys could click that like button, I'd really appreciate it. And also, I read a statistic yesterday that said only 49% of the people that watch me subscribe. So if you guys haven't already, could you click that subscribe button? I'd really appreciate it. Right next to that is the notification bell, and then clicking all. I do this for a living, so just showing the YouTube algorithm that you like this really does help me long term, and I appreciate that. It's very menial. It feels kind of stupid. You just constantly, like, notification bell. Because there's just, I upload usually 3-4 videos a week. So it's like, it doesn't really help. But I think long term, the percentages on each video and you guys actually engaging, it really does help me out. So I do appreciate it, man. I really do. It's very clever. Jay has said, the batching works because a transaction includes a list of UTXO inputs and a list of UTXO outputs. The clue is that many input UTXOs of different users are included in one transaction. I see what you're saying. So, Bird JP said, how does Ioso work with taxes? So first things first, man, I would ask your accountant. He's probably not going to know, but that's what I have to say. Ask your accountant, not some random guy on the internet. But he's not going to know what a stake pool is. And these random tokens falling out of the sky, he's not going to know how to tax them. But from my understanding, it seems... It's really tricky, man. You're going to ask a lawyer. You're going to have to ask an accountant. But it really does seem as if it's a security, especially if you're giving up all of your ADA rewards, like let's say 90% or 99% or 100%, and you're giving those in exchange for a token. You obviously think that token is going to provide you a return in the future. So to me, that sounds like a security, But at the same time, it is literally a magic token that they created for free. So I don't know. At first they came out and said that U.S. people can't participate. And then they changed their mind in a private forum and said, hey, we're not going to regulate. You should self-regulate, which does make sense in my opinion because, why is it on them, wherever they are to regulate every country in the world? But at the same time, they do know that a lot of their user base is U.S. customers. So it's a tricky thing. It's potentially illegal for U.S. residents to hold somehow. I don't know if it's illegal to hold, but I think once it's on a DEX, and again, ask a lawyer, ask an accountant. I am just some random man on the internet. But once it hits a decentralized exchange, then you're okay to hold it because, you could have just bought it on a DEX, which is illegal. Right? But earning it directly from the source, and they're saying that, this token is going to have a value, it's going to provide you a return in the future, and you're earning it directly from a centralized source. That sounds to me as if you're purchasing a security because you're exchanging something that does hold value for something that doesn't with the promise of future return. That sounds like a security to me. But stating that, if there's a DEX available, is the government going to know the difference between you earning it from an ISO or a DEX? Probably not. Could they? Yeah, maybe. They could get pretty slick. Maybe they could hire some crypto guys and they could figure it out. But just be careful. Ask people that, know more than you. And those people are lawyers and accountants. Hello, Dragons. Big Pay Am Woman. That's my YouTube channel name. I still love you. You're the only woman that watches me. I appreciate you coming by. What about your YouTube channel name? I didn't understand. I love you too, by the way. I always I should get extra bloom. You're right. Are there any information when the first stable coins will be coming to Cardano? I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if it was very soon, but will they be stable? I don't know. They've been writing the paper about it, so I'm looking forward to the DJED stablecoin paper, the algorithmic stablecoin. I also, this is kind of, what is the word for it? It's old school, but I kind of like USDC, where it is just a dollar in a bank account. It's pretty stable. Been a part of Bloom since the start of the testnet. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate you, Ada Global. Hell yeah. We have some very, very cool stuff in store with you. Just to give you a little bit of details, we hired a UI and UX designer to work on something awesome. Very excited. Very excited. We've been making some hires, doing some work on the background. Maybe provide some higher rewards. What non-DEX project are you most excited about? It's a good question. Let me think. I don't know. I kind of just want to see them like working. Anybody can kind of put a logo out there. Anybody can write some Medium posts, but I want to see, these decentralized apps actually working. Lately, I've been most excited about NFT projects. And I know that may seem like shallow in comparison to, banking the unbanked and changing the world, but I've honestly really been enjoying a lot of NFT projects, and I've been having a lot of fun in the Cardano NFT community. And a lot of my excitement has been towards these projects because, they're there. You can actually use them. They're users. People are excited about them. I'm excited about Token. I really like their site. I like the idea of, batched. Essentially, you can sell multiple items at the same time. And I like the idea of them integrating smart contracts in the future to where it is, still custodial, but it's still non-custodial in a decentralized way. Hi, can I pay you for your time answering mining questions? Several questions, your opinion on GPUs. John, I don't do consultations anymore, man. I just have so much going on, and I try to, not do that anymore. So I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Maybe in the future, I can help you out like that, but I've stopped doing all consultations. I really want to focus on, Bloom and my Celo gallery and this YouTube channel. And that's another thing too. I didn't want to say it, but what project am I most excited for? I have this really weird thing with my Celo gallery because it is my project. I did, help design the game theory, but I didn't do the artwork. So it feels just as good for me to have some of these in my wallet and to collect all 7 of them and to burn them as it does for you guys. Like it's very cool. And we have another burn coming. I've announced it. We've called it the secret burn. It's not really a secret anymore. But in my opinion, the next burn is going to be even better than the first one. And I'm very excited about it. I'm very excited. And, non-DEX project that I'm most excited for, I know it's like it. I try to be very humble, but I am so excited for this burn. I am thrilled. Like, you guys are going to love it because it's so weird. Like with my Celo gallery, it was kind of like, what would I love, And that's like, I feel like this burn is really just taking that and just, it's going to be very cool. Jesse says, Big Pay, where did the whole mushroom thing come from? So do you mean the name of my Celo gallery? Is that what you mean? I appreciate you coming by today, Jesse. What is Bloom? So Bloom is still evolving. Bloom is going to be more things, but initially, Bloom was a staking pool. It was to provide, high rewards for our delegates and process transactions for the Cardano network. Bloom actually minted the 8th block ever on the Cardano blockchain, and we did that live on this YouTube channel with my partner. I do all the tech for Bloom. I'm the SPO, I'm the Stakepool operator, and I was actually invited to the Friends and Family testnet. It was a private group of individuals. There was 22 of us, or 23 of us actually. And I learned a lot from these other individuals and from people at IOG, and we helped find bugs, And at the same time, while we were helping find bugs, I was posting videos so other people could participate, so other people could join the SBO community. So that's what Bloom was in its beginning, but as most things, it evolves over time. In the next 6 months, I think you guys are going to start seeing, what Bloom truly is come to fruition. So I'm a big Cardano fan, and I grow mushrooms. I keep seeing mycelium stuff. Is there a relation? Yes. So I kind of became very passionate about mushrooms when I was younger. I wouldn't say like 14. I always kind of liked them, but lion's mane really helped me. And to tell you really the true story about how much it helped me, when I was younger, when I was 16 years old, they prescribed me with Adderall. And Adderall put me in a really bad place. Of course, it helped my ADHD. Of course, it helped me focus, but I felt that it really took away who I was, creatively. I felt like it made me more, left brain and logical, and it didn't really, let me be myself. But I could get work done. I was good at calculus, and, the doctor told me to take it every day, and I did for a year or two. And it really messed up my brain. I realized that, and I got off of it. And when I got off of it, I just did not feel the same anymore. And it wasn't just withdrawals. Like even after the withdrawals were over, I still didn't feel right. And I listened to the Joe Rogan podcast with Paul Stamets, and I, immediately was like, well, I need to try lion's mane as a way to, essentially regrow the neurons in my brain. There had to be some neurotoxicity to this, some damage, because I don't feel right anymore. And I started taking lion's mane, every single day. And in 6 months, it had a very noticeable difference on my mind. I felt normal again. I felt creative. I felt calm. And a weird thing about lion's mane is it also, it made me grateful, and I really do think that there is an overlap, between decentralization and mushrooms. Mycelial means mushroom-like, so we wanted to essentially start a gallery, an NFT project that pushed along this idea of, mushrooms and mycology. And we wanted to, help in any way we could, whether that be with research or whether that be with psychedelics, mycelial, this is just the beginning for it. Right. And my partner and I are both very passionate about mushrooms and very passionate about the future of them and the future of mycological research. And we also feel that they're a little bit slept on, but I do think that there is some overlap between, eating lion's mane and other, gourmet mushrooms and decentralization. No, Christopher, I didn't say that I listened to JRE on mushrooms at 16. I said that I listened to Paul Stamets talk about mushrooms at 16. Big difference. Big difference. Yeah, there was a podcast with Paul Stamets and Joe Rogan, and they talked about, essentially mycological research and the effects of lion's mane on the brain and neurogenesis, and also, what mushrooms can do for autoimmune issues and, immune systems. And it's a very interesting podcast, but, take everything with a grain of salt and do your own research on things. But it was, at the time, a very eye-opening podcast for me. At what age did I start taking lion's mane? I want to say 17. I do have some Crypt Keepers to show them. So next week, we're going to start giving away Crypt Keepers again. We got some cool ones. There's the Bloom Pool one. And then my personal favorite, the Ada Lovelace one. Love that Ada Lovelace one. Yeah, I would say I was probably about 17. So I started with the Paul Stamets, lion's mane, and that's kind of the thing he's on there selling this. So you have to really just try it yourself and see if it benefits you. But what I use now is something called Ayurveda, and it's 5 different, let me think about it. Yeah, it's 5 different pills. 3 of them are mycelial extract. And I want to say the 3 that are mycelial are hot water extracted, and the other 2 are the fruiting body, and then it's alcohol extracted. So you get both the benefits from the mycelium and also the benefits from the fruiting body. In my opinion, the Ayurveda is the highest quality lion's mane supplement that I've ever tried. I've tried Nootropics Depot. I've tried a few from Amazon. I've tried Paul Stamets, and I think Ayurveda is really the best that I've found thus far. Are you familiar with Terence Mckenna's lectures? I've heard a few of them, but I'm not very familiar. Did you eat the mushrooms raw or cooked? So these ones are extracted, and I'm pretty sure it's from the raw mushroom, but I have actually grown my own lion's mane and tried it both raw and cooked, and they taste very good cooked. They kind of taste a little bit like seafood. You cook them in some butter or some, olive oil. They taste great. Ada Lovelace is a babe. Hell yeah. Have you ever tried fresh growing of your own? I have. I've never tried fresh growing of, the lion's mane. I guess you could kind of call it fresh growing, but I buy the bags, where the mycelium has already taken hold, right before the fruiting begins. And then you cut the side end, and then it just grows out the side. So it's fresh growing, but it's like fresh growing on easy mode, Are you still mining the POW crypto? Hell yeah, man. I still mine ERG. I've been mining ERG for a while. I got a rig set up. Okay, I admit I am ignorant. What is Crypt Keeper? So, we all use recovery phrases for our crypto. And what I highly recommend is using a ledger or Trezor. I personally prefer Trezor. But, we all have mnemonic phrases attached to that. And, these mnemonic phrases we write down with pen and paper. But what happens if your house burns down? We could always have pen and paper somewhere else, but I think it's also good to put it on some metal. And what you can actually do, let me hold that there for about 3 seconds so it focuses. But what you can actually do is you take a puncher. I think I have one over here. Yeah, right here. You take a puncher and you essentially punch in numbers that match the words for your recovery phrase. So if your house were to burn down, this titanium plate will hold that phrase, much better than a piece of paper would that would just burn down. What's the possibility of more delays? At this point, zero. Zero, in my opinion. I think you mean for Goguen, right? Memorize your recovery phrase using the memory palace technique. I've heard good things about that. Also, if you guys could, I really appreciate it if you like this video. We're at 125 people right now and only 106 likes. Also, if you could, I'd really appreciate it if you subscribed and clicked the notification bell and then clicked all. I read last night that 49% of the people that watch me do not subscribe. I think that's my fault. That's my fault. So can we change that? So this is how it's spelled, the lion's mane supplement that I use. It's called Ayurveda, and I'm not sponsored or anything. How's your BJJ going? I haven't tried it since I moved to Florida. I'm a bad man. I want to though. I've just been so busy with everything Cardano. I'm honestly excited for the Goguen Hardfork, and hopefully everything, slows down a little bit, because heck, man. Make sure you guys keep those questions coming in. We're giving away some t-shirts in the Discord down below if you haven't joined already. We're giving away 10 of these t-shirts. We made some Cardano Summit t-shirts. We're going to be there. We're really excited. Hope you guys can make it there too. If you guys want to make it there at the Cardano Summit, you actually have to RSVP right here. So I would really appreciate it if you guys did RSVP right there. So I want to see you there. But what we're doing right now is a Cardano AMA, so if you guys have any questions about anything, feel free. Corey said, ever going short hair? I just cut my pandemic mane down to short. I've had long hair my whole life, man, so, probably not, but, I wouldn't cut it out eventually, especially if I start to go bald. I'll have to do what every man has to do and just shave the rest off, Where would I find a developer to work on an idea? That's a hard question, man. It depends on the idea. It depends on what tools you need, what developer. It's tricky to find devs, man. Trust me, I've been working on that. It's a lot harder than you would think it is as well. Where's the summit at? It's in a few places. The one that I'm going to is in Laramie, Wyoming. Laramie, that's the main one. That's the hub. So gas fees on Cardano be like nothing. So gas fees on Cardano, or whatever you want to call them, fees, they're actually a parameter that can be voted on. So if we feel they're too high, then we can vote them lower. Or we feel that Stakepool operators or stakers are not paid enough, then we can vote them higher. But so no, I don't really think that they're going to be a problem. Bird JP said, Pearl Jam or Soundgarden? Man, I'm too young. I haven't listened enough to make that, the right decision there. Will you ever interview the Charlie team? Yes, I will. I've already talked to him a few times. Have you ever met Charles? If so, what is he like in real life? So I have met Charles a couple times, and he's exactly as you would expect him to be. The only thing that really threw me off was how tall he is. He's very tall, so he's a much bigger guy than I was expecting. I was almost like, damn, you're tall. And I'm 5'10". I'm not tall, but I'm not short. And I was just like, I want to guess he's probably like 6'3" or something. He's way bigger than I expected him to be. But as far as personality, same exact guy. He is very real in his AMAs. And, I hope to be the same way too. If you guys come and meet me in Wyoming, it should be as if you're just watching an AMA, Corey said, can you provide an elementary version of the ADA FUD, or is there any real problem? So, no, there's no real problem. UTXO and account/balance model are completely different, right? So there are going to be new problems that arise, and there are just going to be new solutions to those problems. So no, it's not a big deal. If you want to watch or hear a better, version of that, just rewatch the beginning of this. Troy A said, "Hi Pay. I think there's 3,026 stake pools now. At what point do we say that that's enough and no more are required?" So I really think that, this is a decentralized network, and I don't think at no point, we should say no more required. But that is a great question, because to me that leads to, at what point do we have the optimum amount of stake pools for the transaction throughput on Cardano, right? What is that? And the answer to that is, man, I don't know. Charles has always said 1,000. We're at 3,000 now. Some of them, are multi-pools as well. And I really think it's on the market to decide. And the market should decide with proper parameters in place for the stake pools that are up, to benefit the ecosystem in a good way, right? So I've always called for an A naught change. So people actually have to pledge to their stake pools to extract value from the network. And I think that will come soon, Q4 of this year. I think we'll see that, or maybe Q1 of next year at this point. But, I don't think there really is a point where we say that's too much. I think it's on the free market to decide, because today, it should be just as easy for you to start up a stake pool as it was, a year ago. Maybe not like just as easy, but it should still be possible, right? We shouldn't just cap it out and say, oh, there's no more, It's on the free market to decide with proper incentive structures. I do have a Twitter page. But I try to not spam so much on it. I do sometimes, of course, but you should make a lottery app on Cardano. It's gambling. I'll go to jail for that. I would love to, though. I would love to play some 8 of poker with no cheaters or something. What is the best GPU for ERG? Thank you. I think best cost per performance last time I checked is the 3070. The AMD cards are also pretty good, but the 3070s are damn good as far as the 3 series cards. I haven't looked at any of the cheaper ones. I personally like to buy the new, more expensive cards because they have more longevity than, say, picking up like a 2070. I actually did something weird because I picked up a bunch of 3070 Ti's personally because I think, so there's something in the BIOS that causes 3070 Ti's to use more power, but also provide, a lower hash rate. I think at the BIOS level, that's going to be removed in the future, and you're actually going to be able to have a much higher hash rate with 3070 Ti's. And I think that the 3070 Ti's are a little bit undervalued because of that, but as always, no financial advice. I've picked up some of the 3070 Ti's. That's mostly what I have. Yulame said, Big Pay, what is up? Never had any Bloom airdrops since delegating to Bloom 2. Am I too small of a fish? No, there are no fishes too small. You'll actually be able to come claim those rewards, from us. We just have not done any airdrops yet. So the last airdrop snapshot date is the 12th, and that's coming up soon. And then following that, give us a couple weeks, and we'll have the ability for you guys to actually claim your tokens from the site. And let's say, because the summit is on the 25th, let's say, 3 weeks, because I at least need a week back from the summit to correct that, But eventually, you guys will just be able to claim these on our site, which I look forward to that day. Will there ever be 10,000 Sunday pools or stake pools? I don't know why my brain wanted to read Sunday. Sunday's on my mind. You still in the pie chat? Or are you still in the chat pie? I'm a weenie today. Yeah, I mean, it's really what benefits are you looking at? Because really decentralization really starts to become like a philosophical thing after like 1,000 different stake pools all run by different people. Do we really need more decentralization than 1,000 different operators running 1,000 different pools all equally saturated? I don't know. Maybe, but it seems a bit philosophical as how decentralized ought something to be past that certain point. And I'm not sure, because it all changes when Hydra comes around. But, more stake pools, with Hydra, from what I've read, will have a higher transaction throughput. So there could be benefits to that much stake pools, long term. What's your favorite type of fish? I've been eating, I loved when I used to live in Ohio, I loved walleye. That was the best, fish that you could get in Ohio. Now that I'm in Florida, I haven't tried much, but I really like grouper. I like redfish. I like raw tuna. You know, I've been eating a lot of fish lately down here in Florida. I love it. Hi, Big Pay. I just followed your guide for starting a stake pool. Hey, man, that's a bit outdated. I would look for more recent guides, but I appreciate it. It may help with a few things, you know, specifically the early Linux things and setting up a server, but, you know, there's new updates to the pools. Help me understand the ERC20 converter. Does this mean the token as a whole needs to convert all tokens, or can I choose to convert just my holdings? Just your holdings is my hope. And because a lot of these, you know, a lot of these people building, it's on the user to decide what platform that they want to use. Like, let's say it's AGIX, for example. You know, AGIX is still going to exist on ETH. It's on the users to choose what platform that they actually want to use, you know. So no, you don't have to convert all of the token, but the creator of that token has to allow its users to use the ERC20 converter in the current standing. Someone said, hi, Pay. We'll be putting more ADA into Bloom 8, Laughing Doge. Are you trolling, man? The highest number Bloom pool that we have is Bloom 6. What's next for your projects? I've pretty much already said that today, but we've been going for an hour. I appreciate you guys all being here today. If you did enjoy it, please click that like button. If you're not already, click the subscribe, click that notification bell, and click all. It was another great Friday. Ben Gortzel is coming on the podcast on Tuesday. There's some secret news for you guys. Hype. Love Ben Gortzel. Excited to talk to him. Summit's coming the 25th. Make sure you guys sign up. I don't want to miss you there. Laramie, Wyoming, the 25th and 26th. We're going to have some free merch for you guys. We're going to shoot the shit. I'm looking forward to meeting all of you for the first time. Make sure you click that link and sign up for the actual event. You know, I don't want you to get locked out. I'm sending it to all my buddies first. So I would really appreciate it if you guys made it to that. Would be pretty cool. Oh, you're not trolling, you meant 6? Hell yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you something different. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, man. But cheers. I hope you guys all have a good weekend. Next week's going to be fun. I'm telling you, Ben Gortzel. Hell yeah. But all right, see you guys. Do my shimmy.